One thing more I'm going to show you. I'm not going to ask you to do this, but I thought it was interesting enough and might be useful enough that you might want to know. So what I am doing, let's see, let's just get, so I've got just a section box through a 3D view. And what I was looking into doing was getting the Poche to show up in Enscape. So I figured out a way to do it. It's a little bit of a workaround, but I thought I'd show you anyway. So if you're wanting to have the Poche show up in any Enscape view, this is the way to do it. All right, what we're going to do is going to change the visibility graphics. And what I've done is essentially selected all, the patterns are as they were, but I'm grabbing everything and going to coarse detail level, which at that point you get the Poche, right? But what I've also done, once I've done that, is I have went through and grabbed all structure and tell it to be by view. I could also be on course. If I had just down here was on course, I could just have this be on fine so that the structure shows up, because that's what we'll want. We'll want the structure, to actually show up and not just be a line. Okay? So once you get that done, what you will likely see is that your Poche something like this. Let's try that again. Do it here. Okay. So that's what you have. So we just need to reverse engineer that. I'm going to go use the Poche. I'm going to change it from that to whatever color I want. I'm going to go with white. The other thing you're going to need to do is your Poche will be non-metallic. So let's just see what Revit or what Enscape thinks. So let's use rendered appearance. I'm going to give it a white tone, and I'm going to stay on non-metallic. I'm going to go see what happens here. It's not bad. Let's go ahead and make sure that it's working. By giving it some really vibrant color. Would not expect it to change there because we have not changed this color. But let's go ahead and so we can kind of see it. We'll give it a different color. So we now know that that was working. Let's go into Enscape. And now we know that that's working. So it's going to use that pink for the Poche. All right, let's get them somewhat aligned. I will go with white here. I'm going to go with white here. I'm not sure. I'm going to go with metallic and maybe go with glossy just to really get it to okay, it's not bad. It's also in the shadows. We can't forget that. So if we that light to come around. Looks pretty cool at night, a little dark. Okay, and let's just, now, if you wanted to have it show up as a section, all you would do is hit the left or whatever direction actually gets you to face it. And then now you have that view selected. It's pretty cool. I enhance the outlines. Of course, we know what that does. I think I'm going to stick with the way I got it. Put the light. At some point, I got a little shadow going. You can see how you could really show a kind of a night section. I doubt that's really ever really a thing. So I'd have to play with this if I want to kind of show shadows coming in. But there you can kind of get an idea here. Okay, but I think I would control it here and always just update it to match. Oh, that's where, right, that's interesting. So if I go with this render, all right, so sometime in June, let's see if we can get that to, yeah, there you go. Nice. Let's say that before I had a little bit better deal on my material. There we go. So now it's truly white. Everything pops. The other thing that you might consider, well, I mean, now you really could do this to kind of, you could set up a series of 3D views if you wanted to render your plans. You would essentially, let's say we just copy this. We call this out as a plan. Level, yeah, plan level 1. You can know where I'm headed with this. Something at the right size, top view. Get the sun probably turned in the right way. That might be a little tricky, but I think we'll just do with this one. There you go. You can have kind of your plan rendered. You probably want to figure out how to get your drawing kind of layered in this. Yeah, what I would recommend is that you would basically you'd probably go with your plans all in like hidden line and without shadows. Create a PDF of that, and then in like Illustrator, or probably Illustrator, you would take this rendering that you export and then overlay your PDF at the proper scale on top of this. And then you'd have the best of both worlds. You'd have your line work, you'd have the white Poche, and then you'd have the rendered material with a little bit of shadow. So anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy that, or at least get something out of that. All right.